morning, Eagle and Diamond Nation. Good morning, this beautiful morning. I'm Pastor Adenekan Toluwalope, Adenekan, Emerald Nation. I want to thank God for the opportunity this morning that God has given me another opportunity to come to share my story. I joined this business December 2022, and within 6 months, I made some money that I was asking myself, what actually did I sell? I couldn't see what I sold than to connect people. And that was why I made up my mind. How did I see this meeting? A member of staff called me. By the mercy of God, I run a school. As she called me, I looked at my phone. Why is she calling me? She's in school now. So I picked the call. Excuse me, I sent you a message. I said, it's okay. When I checked the message, I read the message to me what I wanted. To me, what I read was, there is an organization that will give me money to support my business. I was eager. So when I received the call, I was there and I was waiting. How much would they ask me? How much would they give me? Would they ask me to name the amount I wanted, or they would just look at me and give me something? But while the session was going on, I saw that rather than wanting to give me money, they want me to pay money. So what did I do? I was like, but later, something opened my mind and I saw a future in this. That was the first time ever in my life I would listen to a session on network marketing. I don't do the stuff. But as I saw the training, I knew right inside of me that there is a future in this for me. So when the time came to be selected, I could have paid 500,000 that day, but I was too conscious. I didn't want to be duped. I only paid for one account, 49,990 naira. But as I started the training, there was a particular Monday. Engineer Habayila, God bless you, sir. He spoke on the power of multiple accounts. Wow. My mind got opened and I determined I was going for 31 accounts. At the end of the day, I had a 31 accounts. Every member of my family today are in this business. Even my grandchildren, I had to sign it up because I told myself the only legacy I will give is DTC, not even building or whatever business. I'm going to give each of my grandchildren their own DTC. And by the mercy of God, I've started doing that. But in year 2024, January, disaster struck. I was down and diagnosed with autoimmune. And for 2 years, 2024, 2025, I was like grounded. I could not do nothing. I could not do nothing. In fact, there was a time I was feared dead. But by the mercies of God, I came back alive. And later I bought the bottle, the Ultra H2 bottle. I started using the bottle. I'm still going to share this testimony to everybody in C21FG. I'm compiling my papers. At a point, doctors told me, no fish, no meat, because my organs were shutting down. At the end of the day, I used our Coledus, C24/7, and Coledus C24/7, and complete, the three of them. I used them the first month. I stopped my orthodox medication. I used it for a whole month. I went to run my tests. After the test, my values that were over 100, ESR was over 100, it came down to 45. I forwarded my result to the professor, and she screamed that, wow, this is fantastic. I said, I'm going to do this again. I did it the second month. My result came down to 20. And then when I went to lose, in fact, the doctor saw me from afar and said, mommy, this face is fine. I know your result is going to be fine. Eventually, she that told me, don't eat fish, don't eat meat, said you are free to eat whatever you can eat now. By the mercies of God, I made up my mind. I'm going to propagate the gospel of the Diamond Project to everybody that crosses my path. Even though I've not done that enough. But in the month under review, I had to go back to follow up. To me, it appears as if I've exhausted all my contacts. And I'm a novice and illiterate when it comes to social media. An illiterate. I only wait for my son to be around so that he can help me do whatever. But because he's not always around, I will run hard sometimes and I will get some results. But to convert them, I had lead. Once I run hard, you will see them come. But conversion now became problem. So in the month under review, I had to go back to follow up. I want at this junction to say a very big thank you to Amazon Ambassador Nancy. I have a son in Jos running his service, youth corps. I had to tell her, please, this my son, I will direct him to you. This is the son of my friend, and he's a medical doctor. Eventually, he went there, and she showed him the opportunity. And he said, give me 1 month, I'm going to make payments. And so in that 1 month, I was doing follow-up back to back. Eventually, he made payments. And there's another person that I've just said, oh, let me reach out to this person again. And to the glory of God, he also made payments. And that is why and how I became an activator. Cell meeting, even all the period that I was down, really down, I will put on my phone. I may not even hear what they are saying because most times I was semi-conscious, but my phone will always be locked in for meeting. And that is one of the things that held me, that kept me going, whatever it is. My mind is there. Everybody in my house knows. Cell meeting, even in my place of work, once I enter my office, you don't come to me until I'm done with cell meeting. I usually say, my day has not begun until cell meeting is over. I want to thank God for Ambassador Dr. Michael Okoli. Each morning we pray for him, and I say, when he saw the connected economy, he came back home to his people. And if not for him, how will I have made some money in this business? Not too much money, but some money that amazes me. 3 different times, I had made over $1 million. How will I make that? In running a school, you don't even have gain. You have competitors that will bring down their prices so that you can be at loss. But in this business, I've made money, and just like I said, I've not made enough because I'm still going to make 10 million per month on a regular basis. Thank you so very much for the opportunity to share this morning. I do not take this for granted. Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you.